Okay, so here we go. We are going to be starting off with a basic rundown of the hunter abilities. Our first hunter ability that we're going to go over is our Serpent Sting. This is our dot that we want to maintain as close to 100% of the time as possible. It's 15 focus, 40 yard range, and quite simple to maintain due to the fact that our next ability, Cobra Shot, which is a 1.5 second cast, I want to say, with no haste, is our main focus generator. Deals 77% weapon damage in the form of nature damage and increases the duration on our Serpent Sting by 6 seconds and generates us 14 focus. The next ability that we have is called Kill Command. Kill Command gives the command to kill, causing your pet to instantly inflict 170,000 damage, 419 damage to its target, and apply the Hunter's Mark effect. Hunter's Mark is not an ability that we have on our bars. However, it is constantly put up by us through two of our abilities here. The next one is Arcane Shot. Arcane Shot is our focus dump. It is an instant shot that causes 125% weapon damage plus 2,883 as arcane damage, and applies our Hunter's Mark effect. So basically, anything we're attacking will never have our Hunter's Mark fall off. The next ability that I have is Glaive Toss, which is our tier 90 talent. Glaive Toss is an ability that lets you hurl 2 glaives toward a target, each dealing 19,000 damage to each enemy struck and reducing movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds. And the primary target will take 4 times as much damage from each strike. So essentially, you're doing 200,000 damage with a Glaive Toss. The Glaive Toss will then return back to you, damaging and snaring targets again as they return. This is great for cleave. The next ability that I want to cover is going to be our Multi-Shot. Multi-Shot fires several missiles, hitting your current target and all enemies within 8 yards of that target for 60% weapon damage. Now, it doesn't say it in this nice little tooltip that it gives us. However, when we do multi-shot, we also gain an ability on our pet called Beast Cleave, which, after you multi-shot, your pet's melee attacks also strike all other enemies for 75% as much for the next 4 seconds. This is our AoE and our cleave. This is our bread and butter on multi-targets. The next thing are our cooldowns. Those are our main abilities, other than our counter shot, which is an interrupt. I mean, everyone knows what an interrupt is. This one lasts for 3 seconds. You have to do it on something that is being cast. It's not like a mage or a DK where you can precast it and just silence. Next are our big cooldowns. We got Bestial Wrath. Sends you and your pet into a rage, causing 20% damage for 10 seconds and breaking all effects which lose control of your pet and character. Our next one is Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire is 40% haste for 15 seconds. Next one is our strongest DPS cooldown. It is Stampede. Summons all of your pets to fight by your side. For 20 seconds, your pets deal 25% of their normal damage in arenas and battlegrounds when they are summoned this way. Well, good thing we're not doing arenas or battlegrounds. We're killing target dummies. The next thing is this. I always have my what tier is that? Tier 30 talent. I have my tier 30 talent bound. This is a talent that, stuns, CCs. It's always good to use on cooldown for the most part. And yeah, just make sure you use it to help utilize the ability to control things and help tanks out. And there is, of course, is our kill shot. Our kill shot is our highest damaging ability. However, we can fire 2 of them, and then it does a 10-second cooldown. The great thing about it is it costs no focus, so that's always excellent. And then this is for lower level hunters that do not have the tier set. If you do not have the tier set, you will be using this ability called Focus Fire. And what Focus Fire does is, as your pet attacks, he gains stacks of an ability. Here, let me get to 5. Okay, so when it gets to 5, you will see that it is glowing down here in this little box. This means it is ready to use at maximum stacks. And if you are not geared enough to have the 4 set, you will need to use this to gain haste for each stack of Frenzy. So at 5, you're gaining 30% haste, which is essentially a mini personal lust. However, you never use this ability just before you are about to use Bestial Wrath, because this will reduce your pet's damage. To maintain it is a little more focus oriented. You have to be able to put out the output in order to maintain it. The strong point here is that you get the haste out of it, but you have to make sure that it is as close to being 5 stacks when you use Bestial Wrath, because your Bestial Wrath increases yours and your pet's damage, and as a Beastmaster Hunter, all of your damage does not come from you. When you look at a fight, your pet will be your second and your third damage. Your Arcane Shot should be your first. So it's always important to have this at as many stacks as possible. It also, when at 5 stacks, puts these 2 little glowing arrows with streaks on the side of your screen around your character saying, hey, look, I'm ready, you should use me. However, if you're at the point in gear where you don't need to, obviously don't use it. So now we will look at a little bit of our utility abilities. We have Master's Call. This will break roots, snares, movement impairing effects from a target and cause the pet itself to be immune to all such effects for 4 seconds. So say I want to target someone. I can go, hey look, this guy needs to be unrooted even though he's not. Well, that was awkward. It wouldn't let me unroot him. Instead, it unrooted me. But the ability reduces, it brings the pet back to you. It breaks all roots, breaks all snares. Quite useful on fights where there are slowing effects or something that needs to be dispelled that can slow you and possibly lead to your death. You just pop that and you're good to go. Mend Pet. If your pet dies, your damage is going to suck, so try and keep your pet up. You also have Revive Pet, which is, again, important. Aspects, there is only one aspect that you will ever use as a hunter in combat, and this is Aspect of the Iron Hawk. The hunter takes on the aspects of the Iron Hawk, increasing ranged attack bar by 35% and reducing all damage taken by 10%. The aspect of the Iron Hawk has the reduced 10% damage. Aspect of the Hawk does not if you're using Spirit Bond or Exhilaration. Then, of course, there is always the Tranquilizing Shot. Tranquilizing Shot dispels 1 enrage and 1 magic effect from a target. So, say you have to get rid of an Earth Shield on a target. You're just going to simply hit that pretty little button. I don't have mine keybound for PvE because it does take up focus, and right now, if say for a fight that I would be using it quite heavily, I would just switch it with my multi-shot for the most part. Or my Scare Beast. Misdirection is always the first ability you ever click on pre-fight. For mine, I have it set up so if I click on something, it'll set it to a focus. If I right-click on it, clear my focus, and then if I want to misdirect it to something, I just click on it again. And quite simple. Those are the basic abilities. Self-defensives, we have things like Deterrence. Deterrence deflects all damage and reduces all damage taken by 30%. Quite a strong cooldown. Camouflage will also be viable if you are about to take a ranged hit. You just hit Camouflage. And ta-da! You're invisible for a couple seconds, and then you can maintain attacking. Your pet will not attack during this time. However, if you're the target of a ranged attack, it will stop the cast from going off. Disengage is a mobility ability. It launches us backwards, and depending on what you took for tier talents, probably want to take Post Haste for the most part. Post Haste gives us a little sprint buff, which you cannot see while I'm in the water. Good job. But you can see that I am sprinting. There we go. So I'm sprinting. A good hunter will be able to turn around mid-jump and disengage. This will give you slightly more travel time and distance, and help you get out of those sticky situations faster. Keep in mind, disengage propels you straight backwards, 15 yards. Then, what else we got? Scattershot. Scattershot is our nice little friend. Scattershot helps us. Say something is coming close to us and it is a CCable NPC. Well, if we are not paying too much attention and not using our concussive shot on it, which slows enemies' speed by 50% because it dazes them, or our glaive toss on them, we have this little ability, Scattershot. It can act as an interrupt, however it is not an actual interrupt. It will just simply confuse the target for 3 seconds. Sorry, 4 seconds. Okay, so, now for combat. Combat, when we are in combat, we have this great ability called Thrill of the Hunt. Thrill of the Hunt reduces the focus cost on arcane and multi-shots by 20% or by 20 focus when it becomes active. Okay, this becomes active when you fire ranged attacks that cost focus or use kill command. So arcane shot has a chance to proc, the Thrill of the Hunt kill command has a chance, and so does our glaive toss. So when we open up on a target as a hunter, we always use our pre-pot, and we always make sure we have our food buff, which I have from raid last night, strangely enough. Oops. Okay, and that was bad. So the first thing we're going to do is apply our Serpent Sting. Then we will pop our Stampede and our Bestial Wrath. We will then pop our Kill Command, our Glaive Toss, and then spam our Arcane Shot, hoping that the Kill Command or Glaive Toss procced our nice little Thrill of the Hunt. Because while under the effects of Bestial Wrath, all of our arcane shots basically become free. This lets us shoot as many arcane shots as we possibly can, which is a strong amount of burst damage, paired with our pet's damage and Arc Stampede. I will give you a quick example here. Okay, here we go. So, and watch, I'll even use a little potion here just for you guys. And as you can see, I peaked around 600k and came back down to around 300k maintained. That's with no buffs. With buffs on a single target, you'll be able to pull around 1 million damage. This character has no heroic gear whatsoever. However, my item level is 574, so I'm not too bad off. So, once again, just maintain your dot and just use your kill command on cooldown, use your life toss on cooldown, use everything on cooldown, your Beast of Wrath, your rapid fire, and your stampede. Kill command or kill shot range will also increase our DPS a lot. So once that target gets into that kill shot range, your highest priority does become your kill shot. So watch out for that. And this was brought to you by Deathdied on my Hunter Basilian. Hope this helped, and hope you enjoy it.